Hi everyone, it's Teacher Pat. Today I have two cards that you can make for your dad for Father's Day. And as you can see, they both involve using your handprints. And I think it's extra special because it shows how big our kiddos' hands were when they made this. So let's get started. So the first thing you need is construction paper. You're also going to need some scissors, glue, markers and crayons. I found a twig from outside of my house, pom-poms, string, and googly eyes. And if you don't have all these items, don't worry, I'll show you a way you can do it. So with the construction paper, what you're going to do is you're going to cut a wavy line, and this is going to be your water. And then you're going to glue it on. And that is your ocean. And then what you're going to do is take your orange construction paper and fold it in half. And you can see you're going to trace the hand where the fold is. Don't worry if it's not perfect, you're going to cut it anyway. I'm using a pencil on purpose so that if you want to erase the lines, you can. And then you're just going to cut the hand out. There you go. And then because it was on the fold, it should open up. Ta-da! And then the stick, like I said, I just found it outside my house. You can use a popsicle stick if you want. I didn't have that, so I just grabbed a stick from outside. And you glue it down. And then the string, you just wrap it around. You don't even have to tie it. Now, parents, if you have older kids, especially who love to do crafts, definitely have them do the gluing and all that stuff. My son is not super good at gluing, and I wanted to do this part to show you guys how it would look. But of course, if your kiddos, if you want them to do it, then by all means, please. I'm also adding a little bit more glue around that string there so it won't fly away later. And then some pom-poms for bubbles. Don't worry about the glue showing up. It's going to dry clear. Now, I have some googly eyes. You can definitely have your kids do this part. But again, for time's sake, I'm doing it for the video to show you what it would look like. So that's the eyeballs for the fish. And then you just draw a little mouth. And then on the top, I'm just going to write simply hooked on daddy, or whatever you call your dad at home. Dad, papa, baba. And daddy's just the easiest one. And then inside the hand, you would just write Happy Father's Day. And that's it. Now, if you don't have construction paper, this is what you do. Crayons and white paper. You can do markers. Doesn't have to be anything fancy. I actually prefer my cards this way because it looks way more homemade. You can totally tell a kid made it. But if you want a nicer card like the one with the construction paper, and especially if you have it at home, please make the one with the construction paper. But honestly, you don't need construction paper. You can just use a white piece of paper like I'm doing with Austin here, and just have your kiddos color it in. Same thing with the hand. I'm going to do the same thing. Trace Austin's hand on that paper, and then once it's lifted, then he's just going to color it in, and that's going to be the fish. Nothing fancy. Totally a homemade card. This also is great for working those fine motor skills. If your kiddos are having a hard time holding a crayon or a pencil, this is a great exercise to help strengthen those muscles in the hand. So there you go. And then again, I'm just going to cut them out. Don't worry about the pencil showing. Oh, your little one made it, so it makes it extra special. Still cute, see? And now I'm going to cut out the water. And then we're going to glue it on the card like how we did for the other one. Except, this one's just regular white paper. If you have glue stick, use a glue stick. You don't have to use the school glue like I'm doing. Now I'm gluing the hand down. Notice that only one side is orange, and that's totally okay. Now, I don't have a stick for this one, so I'm just going to use a brown crayon, and I'm just going to draw a stick. And then I'm just using a Sharpie for that fishing line. Drawing in my eyeballs and drawing in a mouth, and it's equally as cute. Now drawing in the bubbles. Austin was so excited he brought his whale shark over. Same thing, Happy Father's Day in the middle. You can write, I love you, Daddy. Anything you want to write in there. And there you go. Which one do you prefer? And then here's the second one with the handprint. You're just going to use whatever scrap paper you have. I fold it in half because you need 2 hands, and this is the easiest way. You fold your paper in half and then trace the hand and just cut it out. But this time there's no fold, so you got to cut it all the way around until you have 2 hands. See? And then I'm gonna cut out a thin strip of white paper. Any white paper is fine. It doesn't have to be construction paper. And then you're gonna fold it back and forth like an accordion. This is a great activity for kids, and it helps strengthen hand-eye coordination too. Now, with the hand, you gotta figure out where the outsides are. So on the outside, I'm gonna write, Dada, I love you. And then in the inside where the accordion is, now you don't have to do this part because once you glue that paper on, the hearts are kind of going to get covered, and I didn't figure that out until after I did it, but it's still okay. You're going to write this much on that paper. And then before I glue, I'm going to write on the back too who it's from, and it's from my son Austin, so I'm going to write Love Austin, and that's the back of your card. So now what you're going to do is you're going to figure out where the ends are. That's the part you're going to glue down. You're going to glue it in the middle of each hand. And then once your glue is dry, that's it. It's done. And you got a super cute craft showing Dad how much you love them this much. Well, I hope you have the time to make these crafts, parents. 2 different cards. Really, it doesn't take that long. It's so cute and it's homemade. Happy Father's Day!